There is always something new from Epe Lagos, Nigeria. This particular location of Lagos has gained traction in the past 5 years when it comes to real estate and property development in the state. Just last week, we had a stakeholders meeting with some government agencies saddled with the responsibilities of administering lands and properties in the state, and also with private property developers. Also, we had the traditional families and also the paramount rulers of different parts of Epe and Ibeju-Lekki coming together in this particular meeting, and so much was discussed. The highlight of all of this discussion is that there will be series of land acquisition by the state government for two schemes. That is the Epe Mixed Development Scheme and also the labor scheme for Ibeju-Lekki. So all these would come in 3 different schemes, and the first one, the Epe Mixed Development Scheme, is going to kickstart very soon. In fact, work is already in place for that to start. Again, the highlight of that particular discussion is that 7,781 hectares of land will be acquired for the very first scheme, and this very first scheme would have 8 zones. So many information for you to get in this particular episode, bringing you information coming from Epe Lagos, Nigeria. Stay till the end, like the videos, subscribe to our channel, and also turn on your notification button so that when we drop a new content, you will be the first to see it. Now, we will be unable to exhaust all of the information in this particular video. We will be having subsequent videos because there are so many things for you to know as a property investor who has bought into lands in Epe, or you're looking to buy in the future. There's so much for you to know. So this particular content would have different parts, and we'll be releasing them as we go. So for today, I will be exposing and explaining to you what is the latest in the real estate space in Epe Lagos, Nigeria. When we come back, we'll go into this straight. So welcome back. Now, behind all this news coming out from the real estate space in Epe Lagos, Nigeria is NTDA, and NTDA is simply the New Towns Development Authority, and their mission is to establish new towns in Lagos, Nigeria, and also to develop existing scheme in Lagos. So they are the one behind all this information, all this news coming out from Epe Lagos, Nigeria. Now, what do they want? So they are an agency of the Lagos state government, and they help the government cite new towns, new development, and also manage different estate schemes owned by the state government. Now, what do they want in Epe? They simply want to establish 3 different schemes in the Epe Ibeju-Lekki axis of Lagos, Nigeria. Now, how does this affect property buyers and property investors, those who have bought in the past and those who are looking to buy in the future? So these new schemes coming to Epe Lagos, Nigeria are called the Epe Mixed Development Scheme and also the labor scheme. Now, the labor scheme will be for Ibeju-Lekki, Lagos, Nigeria. Do not forget from the introduction I made at the beginning that 3 new schemes are coming to this axis of Lagos. 3 new schemes, and the first one is going to start in Epe, from that area of Okiosho down to K2, Itokin, and also down to the area leading to the Epe Ijebu-Ode Express Road. All of these areas is where we have the first scheme, and the first scheme is going to consume a total number of 7,781 hectares of land. 7,781 hectares of land, and that is very, very massive. This particular scheme is going to come in 8 different zones. So we have zone 1, zone 2, all down to zone 8 in this particular first scheme. Now we are still not sure of how many hectares the second scheme will acquire, and also how many hectares the third scheme will take. Well, we know right now that 7,781 hectares of land for the very first scheme. Now, this is where the problem lies. There is something called the Epe Master Plan. The Epe Master Plan, and the Master Plan has been in existence from, I think, 2017. I think from 2007, and it's supposed to stay until 2037. And that Master Plan has been the sole document property developers, property investors have used in determining where to buy and where to run away from. There will be an overriding of this particular document because the Epe Mixed Development Scheme was never in this particular document. So what this means is that some of the properties, some of the lands already acquired by people, already acquired by property developers, would be acquired by the government. The government is going to take all this particular development, and as of now we know the areas where all of this will fall, and a series of demolition has started already. Even before the stakeholders meeting, a lot of demolition has happened, and this is in preparation for the takeover of all of this acquisition. Now, what does this mean to property developers, to property investors, to property buyers? Now, if there is any estate affected, or if there is any land affected, what it means is that people, developers, property buyers now will go to the government to buy the land from them. So they are acquiring this land, and they're giving it to private developers for development. Now what this means is that government now takes hold of this acquisition, now reallocate them and sell them to those interested. So although those who already have bought those lands before, an opportunity is given to them to come and rebuy or ratify. That is what it means. Ratification means to come and rebuy those lands from the government, but the government will only sell in hectares. So it simply means that private property owners who have bought properties and lands in these areas might not be able to buy from the government. So what this means is that the developers now would need to buy in hectares from the government, then sell to whoever wants to develop, or they develop housing development for themselves. So the problem now is what happens to property investors who have before now purchased all of these properties, putting into consideration the Epe Master Plan that has been the sole document to determine the free and the committed acquisitions in this part of Lagos, Nigeria. It's a very sad one, it's a sorry situation, but the government is the government, and the stakeholder meeting, they made it clear that all of this they are doing is for the betterment of Epe Lagos, Nigeria, and to further achieve the Epe or the Lagos City mega project. Now this is the latest development from this stakeholder meetings, and if you go online you'll see all this information. Now there's so many things to be said, but not in this particular video. In the next video I'll expose more on all this. All you need to do is subscribe to the channel, like the video. Let me see your comment in the comment section, so that in coming videos I know what to discuss and know what to touch on and what you would want to hear from me. I remain Patrick, your Lagos Realtor. Sorry I've not uploaded and I've not made content in about 1 month now. This is because I've been through so many things, I've been doing so many things just to serve you better and bring better service delivery in the real estate industry to you. So like the video, subscribe to the channel. Until we see again, stay safe, keep investing in real estate, and be peaceful.